Alright, so what's up everyone and welcome back to the channel. Now today I'm going to be reviewing Season 2. Now, I did this exact same thing for Season 1 just before Season 2 started. And I'm planning on keeping this as sort of an ongoing series on the channel. At the end of every season I'm going to sort of review it, sum it up just before the next season does come out. Now, we're going to be talking about a lot of stuff here. We're going to be talking about Cold War multiplayer. Cold War Zombies, going to be talking about Warzone, and even Modern Warfare, because unlike Season 1, we actually get some new content for Modern Warfare in this season, which was probably one of the better things that happened, I'm not going to lie. But just before we do get into this video, if you are new around here, make sure you subscribe to the channel. With Season 3 on the horizon, I plan on making and covering a lot of content on this new season on the channel, and we are also very close to 900 subscribers and very close to 1,000 subscribers as well, which I'm hoping to hit very soon. And if you haven't subscribed yet, then do me a favor and hit the subscribe button. But without wasting any more time, let's just get right into the video and start with Cold War's multiplayer. Now, this game, I just want to start off the bat, I'm not a huge fan of Cold War's multiplayer. The only times I really play it is if there's new guns out and new stuff to level up, a new map to check out, let's say. I don't find myself coming back to this game that much, like I do say in Modern Warfare or Warzone. But I still want to cover the content that we did get this new season. Now, the first thing we should talk about is the 6v6 maps. We got one new exclusive 6v6 map, just the one. And we also got Miami Strike, which is a 6v6 version of Miami. Now, this is fucking embarrassing. This is actually dreadful. Like, we got one new 6v6 map and one remade 12v12 map, I suppose, in 6v6. Now, that is poor. Like, usually we should get like 3 to 4 new maps. We got one new one, which is just, that's just terrible. We didn't even get like a surprise remaster. Like, the first season, we just got Express out of the blue. But nothing this season, absolutely nothing, which is just terrible. I think they've learned from their mistakes with this next season, because we've got 3 on the roadmap, I'm pretty sure. So that's good to see that they've learned from their mistakes. Now, the next things as well is Galova as a multi-team map and Mansion as a 2v2 map. Now, I don't play 6v6 that much, and that's the only thing I would play, yet alone multi-team or 2v2. So I've not played these maps at all. The only bit of Galova I've played is in Outbreak. So I can't really give a solid review on these two. But I've heard good things about Galova, so I assume it's quite good. Mansion, I'm not really too sure. I don't think anyone even plays 2v2, to be honest with you. But the next thing I want to cover is the new guns this season. Now, I'm not going to talk about melee weapons. Who cares? The main guns this season were the Farah 83, the LC10, the R1 Shadowhunter, and the ZRG 20mm. Now, we'll cover the Farah 83 and the LC10 first, because they came out with the season. Now, the Farah 83 is, I know it's a gun in real life, it's literally just the Farah 83 or something. But this is supposed to be basically a Galil in this game, you know, fast fire rate, more of a close range assault rifle sort of thing, and you can push medium or long ranges with it. In my opinion, I think in multiplayer, it's pretty decent. I would say it's not a terrible weapon. I did use it at the start of the season. In Warzone, it's extremely average. Like, it is impressively average, this gun, I would say, Warzone. The LC10, from what I remember, was really good in Cold War's multiplayer. I think it did catch a nerf, but in the multiplayer side of the game, the LC10 was really good. In Warzone, I think it was, I don't think I've actually used it. I think it was, once again, pretty average. So, yeah, I haven't really seen too much of the LC10 or heard anything about it. The R1 Shadowhunter is a fucking joke compared to the Modern Warfare crossbow. Like, this thing's only attachment is the optic. Like, that's poor, that is. And the final thing is the ZRG 20mm, which I think is really cool in Cold War's multiplayer. I played it, I played a little bit when it first came out in Snipers Only. And it was a lot of fun. It's not as slow as I thought it was. It was really powerful. But the main thing that was advertised this thing was its bullet velocity and its accuracy, which you would think would be good for Warzone. And in Warzone, it's just not that good. It's pretty much just a Tundra copy and pasted, which is a real shame. I was looking forward to using this in Warzone because it was supposed to have the highest bullet velocity, and you know, it'd be really slow and clunky, but it would basically be hit scan. But that just didn't come to fruition, which was a real shame in my opinion. A really big missed opportunity. And the final things to do with Cold War's multiplayer, we got the Death Machine Score Streak, which is pretty cool. It's a minigun go brr. And we also got Gun Game and Stockpile. Gun Game, and I can't believe that wasn't in the game at launch, I'm not going to lie. And Stockpile it's a pretty good mode. I haven't played it, but from what I remember in Black Ops 3 and 4, it's a pretty fun mode. So there you go. Now this next segment is going to do with paid content. So we're going to talk about the operators that were introduced this season and the Battle Pass. And the Battle Pass, I want to start with that. What the hell is wrong? Like, this is, I would say, the worst Battle Pass we've had since Black Ops 4. Like, the start of Black Ops 4. This was an awful Battle Pass. I don't think there was anything in this that I looked at and thought, you know what, that's pretty cool. I'm looking forward to get that. Maybe apart from the Fire 83 reactive blueprint, but we talked about that a little bit earlier. It's really, really average, that thing. So the blueprint's not even worth getting. But this Battle Pass was embarrassing, honestly. There was literally nothing cool in it at all. I think it just kind of shows that Modern Warfare's, like, cosmetics and stuff were way better than Cold War's. Like, I remember, I think it was the Season 5 Battle Pass for Modern Warfare. That had some really cool stuff. We had, like, the Shadow Tracers, all the blueprints. They were basically just matte black. They looked really clean, had cool designs. You know, the operator skins were really cool and something to look forward to. Now we've just got this embarrassment of a Battle Pass. I'm not gonna lie, it's really bad, especially the tier 100 skin for Naga. What is that? That is just so bad. Honestly, I saw that on the first day of the season. I was like, what the fuck is this? I'm paying for this. I paid good money for this, and this is what I get. It's just wow. It was just wow. And we also got the operators, Naga, Maxis, Rivas, and Wolf. Pretty cool additions, I guess. Maxis is cool to see, you know, from Zombies, but other than that, Naga's quite cool. But other than that, there's not really much to talk about here, really. If you like it, you buy it. It's simple as that. Now, we're going to move on to Zombies here. This is going to be a short segment. But this was, I would say, the sort of flagship for Season 2, which was the Outbreak mode. Now, this is actually a really cool mode, in my opinion. If you haven't played it, it's basically Zombies, but on the fire team maps. It's open world. You go around, you do objectives, and you teleport through the certain, thingy maps, the fire team maps. And every time the world gets harder, you have a different objective to do. It's really fun, I would say. The first time I played it, I actually had quite a lot of fun with it. But in my personal opinion, I don't see any reason to revisit it. I'm not going for Dark Ether. It was fun, but just not my thing. That's not going to be something I'm going to knock it down on. It's a really good mode. It's really well done, but it's just not for me. So I think it's really good. That's about all I have to say to do with that. The Outbreak event that happened at the start of the season was really meh, I would say, because the content, the loot that you could get from the Outbreak event was just kind of there, I guess. I mean, the Tundra blueprint was quite cool, but that's about it, because the way it interacted with Dark Matter Ultra. But other than that, not really much else to say. You got some free charms and stuff, if that's your thing. That's about all I have to say to do with Zombies, really. Outbreak, very cool. If you play that, then, you know, cool. I don't really know what else to say about it, but I want to move on to Warzone, because this is where I spend the most amount of time on this game. Honestly, I'm about level 250, 260 in, well, COD in general. I would not be, I think, even a quarter of that if Warzone didn't exist, because I wouldn't play Cold War's multiplayer, and I had no reason to play Modern Warfare, so this is going to be where the main bulk of the video is. Now, the main things, oh, well, we're going to start off with the new modes that came with this season. Resurgence Extreme and Exfiltration. Now, Resurgence Extreme, I knew it the second I saw it. It's shit. It's terrible. I'm sorry, this mode is fucking dreadful. Imagine getting third-partied, but it's not third-partied, it's 12th-partied. You know, there's too many people on the map with Resurgence Extreme. I tried it once or twice. You'd get into a gunfight with a different team, and then another team would come over, then another team, then another team, and then it would literally just be the final team who comes over would win. It's literally just, there's no skill in it involved. It's just brain-dead chaos, and I don't like it. It's not fun. There's no skill to it. It's just, if you actually are good, there's only so long you can last. You can't take on 20 teams on your own, so it's a really bad mode in my opinion. I hate it. It was in for 1 week at the start and never came back, and thank God. If I see this again, I'll probably kill myself, but anyway, let's move on. Exfiltration. This is, in theory, a really good mode, but the people that play COD these days ruin it, because people will grab the radio, get in a helicopter, fucking laser it with trophy systems, throw about 12 trophy systems on, and fly around the map for 10 minutes, and that's the mode. Honestly, it's like Team Defender in Modern Warfare's multiplayer. People grab the flag on shipments, but then they will hide in the fucking container with like a riot shield and deployable cover and trophy systems and claymores, and it's so sad, honestly. Like, yeah, it's easy wins, I guess, but have some fun in your fucking life. Like, not everything's about wins, you know what I mean? It was a really dead mode, in my opinion. I think what could have made it better is if it was respawn, because it is basically like standard BR where you have to go to the gulag and be brought back. I feel like it could have been better if it was like a respawn mode, or like if it had resurgence, like the resurgence thing in it, where like as long as someone in your team is alive, that you can just keep respawning. I think that could have been quite cool, but overall, this mode is just really meh, I would say. Now, let's talk about the Warzone Zombies event. This is basically what went on from the start of the season with the Vodianoi, which is the shipwreck, if you don't know, where the zombies came in, and right until the end, where they're now at Dam, and obviously we got the containment protocol at 100%, and we got the little gas everywhere, but we'll go from the start and move from there. So I thought it made sense when the zombies went from being at the shipwreck, then they went to the prison, because there'd be no one to sort of like contaminate at the boat, so you'd go to the prison. And it made sense, because then they could have sent Armistice forces in there, whatever, wipe out the zombies, and then, oh no, there's an infection at hospital. That makes sense. And then, you fight them at hospital. But I would have thought, from when it went to hospital, it should have spread the infection. You know what I mean? Like, it should have gone from hospital to downtown, all these other areas. It should have spread out like a proper outbreak, It makes more sense that way. But instead, it's like you've got these 40, you've got this group of zombies of 40 of them, and they go from this place to this place to this place to this place on a fucking road trip. Like, what is this? You know what I mean? It's not cool. And the only exciting part of this that happened throughout the entire season was at the end, the final week, where, I don't know, apparently the zombies took a shit in every location they visited, and now that shit is letting out radioactive gas, and you can turn into a zombie from The Haunting of Verdansk, which is quite cool, I won't lie, but this should have been in from the fucking day one. Like, why has it taken 7 weeks for something to happen that's actually interesting? You know what I mean? I don't get it. It was just such a shit event. Like, nothing happened at all, and it was just a waste of time, in my opinion. It was just filler, literally. It was just a filler season, and it was just really boring. Speaking of boring, the AUG M16 FFAR meta, holy shit, this is the most brain-dead meta I've ever seen in a COD game, and I've lived through the brekkie days of Black Ops 3, the Model 1887s and Modern Warfare 2, I've seen, all these metas, and this is probably the worst one I've ever seen, purely because it's lasted 2 months, a whole season. These guns have been completely broken, ruining the game, and they're still here. I don't understand. It's still here. And they did say they're going to change it for Season 3, which thank fucking God, roll on Season 3. And get this shit season out of the way, because honestly, I can't be bothered anymore. But the AUG M16 FFAR are all completely fucking broken. But I found it quite funny how the Psychov was in for less than a week and they already obliterated that thing. But the AUG M16 FFAR, now we want to sell our blueprints for Cold War before we fucking nerf them. It's so dumb, honestly. I think what this whole Warzone thing proves is that Raven have no idea what they're doing. Like, the event was boring and shit. The new modes they're introduced were shit. The FFAR and whatever meta was just shit. It was all just shit. I mean, if Resurgence didn't exist, then I wouldn't play this shit game. I don't get how it's so popular, but... Right, I need to take a breather. Hold on. Right, yeah, as I was saying, overall, I just think Warzone could have been so much better. Like I said, I think this just proves that Raven are just really out of their depth with this thing, and it needs to be given back to Infinity Ward or something, because either that or put Sledgehammer on it, or just give them some fucking support. I mean, they're dying over there. what are they doing? You know what I mean? I don't understand, but anyway, let's move on to the Modern Warfare content. Now, this section is going to be really quick because there wasn't much to it, actually. We got two main things this season for Modern Warfare. We got Kill House and the Psychov pistol. Now, this is only a small portion of the unreleased content in Modern Warfare. Obviously, we have Al Rab Air Base, sorry, and the Drainage 2v2 map as well. We have the RAL LMG, the Psychov pistol, and we also have a couple of the bundles like Soap. That's kind of the main one. But as Kill House and the Psychov actually go, I think they were both really solid additions. I mean, Kill House is a great map. It's kind of in between of Shoot House and Shipment for me. It's quite chaotic, but it's like a controlled chaos sort of thing in the sense that it's more chaotic than Shoot House, but not as bad as Shipment, if that makes sense. And the Psychovs, we all know how that went. They got nerfed instantly, so yeah. The Psychovs are a nice addition. Got Damascus and Obsidian on them. It's just something to do in Modern Warfare, and I really enjoyed that. But hopefully the rest of the content can be released in Season 3, and it's looking like that is going to happen, because obviously we've got this content, so that's kind of just teasing at the fact that we will get the rest soon. So, overall, I would say this was a terrible season. I mean, Cold War, in my opinion, isn't fun anymore. I have no reason to play once I got DM Ultra. Warzone really dragged on because of this meta. It could have been a lot more fun, but the meta just really ruined it. And alongside that, the Zombies event was just really kind of pointless sort of thing. So yeah, hopefully that meta changes in Season 3. Hopefully, by the looks of it, things are going to happen more in Warzone, because we've got this nuke event and stuff that's going to be happening, which looks good. But Zombies for Cold War and Modern Warfare are the only redeeming qualities in this season, in my opinion. I mean, the Outbreak thing was actually quite good, I would say, but the Modern Warfare content was one of the only things that I actually like thoroughly enjoyed and, you know, actually had me excited in this season, which is not a good thing, because that's supposed to be the previous game. They're not even properly supporting this game, so that's saying something. Activision, release more content, please. So, if I had to give this season a score, I would give it a 3 out of 10, I would say. I wasn't going to give it a 4. I've got a 4 written down here, but I can't give it more than a 3. Warzone was very stale. Nothing really new happened. Multiplayer is also really stale. And the additions this season, even though we didn't get much, didn't help with the situation at all. Zombies and Modern Warfare would give it a 3 out of 10. Otherwise, I would give it a 0 or 1. But Outbreak is actually a really solid addition. And the Modern Warfare content, small but sweet. So, yeah, that's why it's not a 0 or 1. And that's why it is a 3. So, with that, that's going to do it for today's video. So, thank you for watching. If you've enjoyed it, make sure you leave a like and also subscribe to the channel if you are new around here. And, yeah, I'll see you guys in the next one.